So Ben Shapiro has decided to remind us about the fact that he sold his soul for MAGA clout by going on Twitter and celebrating Donald Trump's new invasion plans. He's celebrating Firelord Ozai's new invasion plans. You know, Trump could be, talking about the important things he promised, like, I don't know, world peace, which he's, I guess, completely going back on. Stuff that he promised it, like lowering grocery prices, lowering gas prices, I don't know, healing all diseases. Trump, the amount of stuff that Trump promised, which will not manifest in any way, shape, or form, mostly because he won't even make an attempt to do anything about it, that list is endless. Now, Ben Shapiro decides to go on Twitter to confuse the masses by saying elections have consequences. He then posts a map with the United States, the Gulf of Mexico being renamed the Gulf of America, Canada being the 51st state because they're that incompetent that they wouldn't actually divide the different provinces into states. Then Greenland is now apparently Trump land, which is fitting because most of the land is useless. Then the entire Atlantic Ocean is now called the anti-European moat. People, this is our leadership today. This is our leadership today. We're not just being led by politicians, people. We're also being led by political commentators like Benjamin Shapiro. Benjamin, instead of being on Twitter celebrating a war you won't be taking part in because you're too rich and elite to take part in it, you actually should be worrying about your crumbling company called the Daily Wire. You lost Candace, you lost Brett. I'm gonna give it a few minutes before y'all lose Matt. You need to be worried about that. But Ben Shapiro goes on to say, oh yeah, also we're reclaiming the Panama Canal and renaming it to the South Mississippi River. And if you think that's unhinged, Ben Shapiro goes on to threaten Justin Trudeau by saying when we take Canada, you will be expelled to Panama to work the canal. These kinds of jokes are seemingly appropriate to Ben Shapiro. The reason why these rich, golden spoon, soft, pudgy, bitch-made punks that call themselves conservatives and traditional men speak so casually about these petulant, useless, stupid wars is because they're not going to be the ones fighting them. They're going to send me, you, the plebs to go fight the war for them. This little tweet right here tells me Benny Boy's probably not just joking. This is who these people are in their core, at their heart of hearts. Okay, at their core, this is who they are. They believe it to be appropriate to make these threats knowing it can cost American lives. I want you to realize and understand that conservatives will always and forever be on the wrong side of human history. They never fail. They never, ever, ever, ever fail to do so. This guy goes on Twitter and celebrates the conquest of land that he will not be taking part in. Ben Shapiro is not picking up the 240 Bravo. He's not picking up the M29 SAW? I forget the weapons model. He's not picking up an M16, or was it the HK, the Heckler and Koch they got now? He's not picking up a rifle and going onto the battlefield to conquer Greenland from the Danes. He's not going down to Panama to get shot at by the Panamanians. Ben Shapiro is comfortably kicking his feet up and tweeting away about your possible death on the battlefield. That's what he's happy to do. See, this is what happens when you give the country up to the rich. But conservatives, they already knew they were giving up the country to the rich. These people believe in nothing. They beat us over the head with their little caveman club with anti-war written on anti-war, we're anti-war. Then they finally acquire power. And the first thing they do is talk about how amazing warfare is. They're now advertising and celebrating these war plans drawn up by Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump is determined to make allies out of enemies and enemies out of allies. All you Europeans who sent your kids to die in Iraq and Afghanistan, you Danes who got blown up in Afghanistan and fought the Taliban for us on our behalf because we activated Article 5 for the war in Afghanistan, all of you, Donald Trump has this thing called a middle finger for you. That's what he has for you. Your loyalty is now going to be rewarded with a shit sandwich. That's what it's being rewarded with. Ben Shapiro knows better. Ben Shapiro is educated. He knows better. He knows this is foolishness. Benjamin knows better. He's not some retarded populist. Ben Shapiro is knowledgeable enough. We know he has sense because when January 6th first happened, Ben Shapiro showcased that he had sense. But now that he's dug himself further and further and further into the MAGA hole, Benjamin has no path out. I want to make something clear. Benjamin Shapiro has a path out of this. He can get out of this, but that would require this thing called integrity. Okay, that would require Benjamin to relinquish wealth, to relinquish clout, to relinquish influence, and to prioritize honor, integrity, and country. But he can't do that because conservatives, no matter how rich they become, can never, ever, ever purchase honor. They can never, ever purchase class. They can never, ever purchase integrity. These are extremely expensive items these people seem incapable of acquiring. Look at Megyn Kelly. Steve Bannon and Trump tried to destroy her for doing a journalist's job, which was asking Trump if his language toward women on Twitter was reflective of the behavior of a soon-to-be president of the United States, and Trump and his entire MAGA goon squad tried to destroy her life. Now Megyn Kelly is slurping all over his little papal ring, and she submitted herself to him. Same thing with Ted Cruz. Donald Trump, he's Tuesday sliding all over Ted Cruz's wife with all this disrespect, and now Ted Cruz, speaks positively about Trump. Look at Elon. Donald Trump shoots off one of the most disrespectful tweets in human history toward Elon, and Elon's jumping for joy on stage with Trump. Guys, this is like... one of the biggest things we need to take away from this is do not let any of these people get away with this. Ben Shapiro, alongside many other conservatives, when this MAGA shit goes left, are going to try to blame us, and they're going to try to distance themselves from any sort of accountability. This cannot be allowed to happen again. It is unbelievable to me. It's not unbelievable, but it's sick and twisted to me that conservatives can sit there and scream about how they're the party of anti-war as the Ukrainians are fighting for their lives. But as soon as Donald Trump wins an election, they're more than happy to shoot at the Danes and kill them for Greenland, shoot at Panamanians and kill them for the Panama Canal, and possibly cause economic mayhem for Canada just to force them to become the 51st state. So all of that hoopla about being anti-war was bullshit. I knew it was a lie. I knew it was bullshit. When we had the opportunity to support people fighting for their freedom, which is just a thing we do as Americans, we said, well, you conservatives, Republicans said no. And now, for no other reason than just because Donald Trump is determined to invade our neighbors and friends. For those of you who pretended like you were voting for lower egg prices and voting for just, cheaper groceries and cheaper gas, which is impossible. Donald Trump cannot fix that, but whatever. For those of you who pretended as though that's what you voted for, realize and recognize we didn't believe you. We don't believe you. We know you're a liar, and we see you guys celebrating these war plans that Trump is drawing up. You people are liars. You people are disgusting. You people are demons. That's the reality of it. I'm not going to sit here and try to be friendly with MAGA anymore. And chief among all, you people are stupid. You are pawns to be just moved around on a chess piece. How is it possible that Donald Trump can sit there and support war and you guys are in favor of it? You do realize that some of you might end up having to go, right? If we invade Greenland, all of Europe will fight against us, right? You do realize that's not going to be like Iraq and Afghanistan. It's not going to be fighting the Mujahideen. This is a real military. You're fighting other white boys. They're going to blow you the fuck up. But it is what it is, though. It is what it is, though. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to any of the other liberals. Don't listen to any of the liberals, the libtards. It is what it is. These people sat there and pretended to be anti-war, And now they're supporting war. They pretend to be all. These people don't know what the fuck they believe. They're all over the place. They have no honor. They have no integrity. And chief amongst all, it is unbelievably crazy how Donald Trump can sit there and promise all of these things, get into office, renege on all of it, and then try to create these distractions, invading Greenland, invading Panama, economically tanking Canada. I hope Ben Shapiro is proud of himself. If you're dumb enough to align with MAGA in 2025 after January 6th and after that Supreme Court ruling, if you can't see the writing on the wall, if you can't see that this Trump shit is going to implode eventually at some point in our lifetimes, I don't know what to tell you. I hope Benjamin and friends have enjoyed this little moment, because from this moment forward, the damage that Trump and his goons are going to cause will be clear as day for all to see. And it will be it will be undeniable that Democrats build and Republicans destroy. It's just the truth. So, if you like the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share. I'm out.